let me hit this report button. If we can continue to just talk, man, because I want to end so badly. I mean, this already gonna be here forever, fellas, because it's gonna be on our timelines. But this also gonna be here forever, just in regards to now being on multiple platforms. And so, yeah, man, you got comments everywhere, Vic. You got MP. You even got our boy Jonathan Abernathy. He more so, a Purdue guy. But like
Okay.
Prescott JB stated, used to wear our jerseys to the mall. Not a smart idea anymore.
You're right.
Hey, you'll get
But
chased out the mall, man. Listen,
Man.
just off somebody hating, bro. You remember how tough it
exactly,
to be to wear our jersey to school on game day,
Mm-hmm.
just to let
yeah,
everybody know who's on the team. You hear me?
Yep.
exactly. Man, that meant a lot for me because I rode the bench. Everybody, I was just chime in, special teams, etc. Coach Brooks say, Brandon, go out there to go do some on special teams. But that meant a
Hey,
lot for me, Vic,
but
to be able to
he'll
wear my jersey and everybody see me. I'm walking through the mall. They like, oh, you play for Morgan Park football. Like, yeah, I do.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So yeah, man. Additionally, good morning, Jason. Man, y'all remember Jason Swole? Y'all remember Swole?
Man, listen, been
What else, bro?
up since grammar school. What up, Swall?
Yep.
And it's so
Yep.
beautiful, man, to see like where we've come from, man. You know, business owners, like we got guys that's just working in y'all fields, y'all. But man, I mean, we done come so long. We not in jail, we not dead, none of that, man. We got families. Jason Simmons, man. I went to CSU with Jason. You did too, Vic. And remember,
Yeah.
Swole, went into accounting. That boy beast in life, man. He's somewhere over east now, doing very well for himself. I believe Virginia, something like that.
Okay.
Prescott JB, he been on him, man. He worked for ABC.
Right,
Like,
right.
I mean, those speeches, all that stuff took us a long way, man. That wisdom, you know, and I'm grateful for it, man. I was emotional on Coach Page because and tell you, man, like when I found out he passed, I was celebrating my wife's birthday in St. Martin. It's an island.
Mm-hmm.
And, for me, just getting that night, I cried on my bed like a baby, because for me, Coach Spurlock, even though I rode the bench, Spurlock, I felt like I mattered. You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
He made me
sure.
feel like I mattered, and like when I was receiving, just getting fun of from various people, like, oh, Brandon, your ass ain't got no seniority. Lane be like, Brandon, look, when I come to the bench, I need the bench to be warm, okay? So I can sit my ass down on it. But that was just our jokes. You know what I'm saying? So like stuff like that'll be happening with off the bam. But Spurlock could be like, Dr. Price. He'll call me Dr. Price, which is why I'm finna go get my PhD after this because Spurlock be like, Dr. Price, he was planting seeds in us of
Mm-hmm.
encouragement, letting us know, like, man, you can do whatever you want to, you feel me? And that
Yep.
even after football, because most of us probably won't make it to Sundays,
Mm-hmm.
that's what matters. That's what we're preparing you for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Sure.
saying? And
Yeah,
so,
he was setting us up for, man. It gave our life structure, especially being so young at the time. We was coming up through high school, bro. A lot of people didn't have that, man. Not so
Yep.
much trying to be nobody else's father, because a lot of us did have fathers, coming from our
Mhm.
back. But
right,
Spurlock, the rest of the coaches, man, blessings to them, bro, because they gave us the outlet. You know what I'm saying? They
right.
gave our lives structure and a lot of discipline. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? I say when I stopped playing football, bro, I ventured off a little bit on the discipline trail. You feel me? So that football definitely keeps your life structured, bro. If not nothing else, at least with the
Yep.
coach, because they didn't play that. You know what I'm saying? Them coaches ain't play that, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And yeah, and Vic, man, we can go on this for another 2 hours, man. Real talk, bro. Because it's that real and that deep. But Jason, y'all, he in Richmond, Virginia. And yeah, man, he doing the tobacco industry work and accounting. And so it's beautiful, man. And he stated our coaches were definitely father figures. And then Jonathan stated he gave y'all hope, motivation, and most importantly, structure. Facts, bro. Facts. And so
Definitely.
yes. Well, fellas, with that being said, let's get into the early morning sports talk podcast. And so, man, we appreciate all the pre-commentary, man, and us just vibing for a minute, talking, catching up, man. It's a beautiful thing. And so good morning, world, and welcome back to the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. Yes, we are back, y'all, like a shark attack, back like we left some, back like we ain't got no clothes on our back, and for the world is a better place when the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast is taking place. And so thank you for tuning in with us this morning as we conversate about the latest sports topics that have taken place from this past week and will be upcoming this week. It is always a blast to have you all tune in and participate with us every weekend. As a reminder that every week we always like to begin our podcast by reminding our audience that the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast can be found on Facebook via the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast community page, on Instagram at the Early Morning Sports Talk Pod, P-O-D, again, on Instagram at the Early Morning Sports Talk Pod, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify as the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, as well as our own Facebook pages via Brandon Price, Jamar Goodman, Ian Jones, and as well as our guest this morning, Victor Scott. Today is April 1st of 2023, and it's not April Fool's. It is April Fool's, but Jamar Goodman won't be joining us because it's not April, because it's April Fool's. Our brother Jamar Goodman got some real stuff going on, so he won't be rocking with us this morning. But we have seen yet again another fascinating week in the sports world, where we saw and are seeing the NBA playoff chases begin to heat up, and teams fight for positioning and or become practically eliminated this week. We saw y'all Caitlin Clark, man, put on a show. This girl is on a mission. She putting out Diana Taurasi, Sabrina Ionescu vibes. She is unstoppable. She took out a sleeping giant last night, y'all, a sleeping giant. 42-game win streak in South Carolina. Dawn Staley got them as one of the top teams in the country. And Caitlin Clark, they came in and they put business. And we're about to begin our podcast with this shortly. Additionally, y'all, we saw when I seen the Dallas Mavericks become a huge disappointment, abysmally lose their 15th out of their 21st basketball game, Victor N. Since Kyrie Irving has been paired up with Luka Doncic. And I'm just wondering, y'all, how the hell does this make Kyrie Irving look now? We saw Pat Bev give LeBron the too little sign last Sunday and piss LeBron off, in which 3 days later, LeBron's teammate Austin Reeves got him back. As our boy Pat Bev was scoreless during that contest, but he mentally got into some folks' head. And so our playoff hopes are not really that distant because we 3 games up, y'all, on the Wizards for the play-in. And so it looked like the Bulls at this point are destined for the play-in. We also see y'all an LA Clipper team heating up, man. And now with Russell Westbrook, he looked like he done found him a great spot. And now he became the first player in NBA history to have a 30-point, 10-assist game with 5 different franchises. On the other hand, we saw Major League Baseball kick off its 123rd annual campaign, in which my Chicago White Sox and our Chicago Cubs are off to good starts. They're off to fresh starts for now. And so let's hope things continue to go well. And then lastly, y'all, NFL quarterback superstar Lamar Jackson has informed the media that he has demanded a trade from the Baltimore Ravens as of March 2nd, is looking to take his charms or his talents out of Charm City. And so with that being said, introducing our guest for this morning, our brother, Mr. Victor Scott, who joins us this morning for the first time on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, live on Saturday morning. And so we appreciate you, man. Victor played football with us at Morgan Park High School. He grew up with me and Ian. He is a family man. He is doing really well for himself. He works in an industry where he works. Now, Vic, what industry you in again?
Right now I'm a utility locator, bro, with USIC. But on the 10th, I started training to be a bus operator with the CTA. So I'm about to switch jobs. So, just trying to find something that's gonna fit what I'm trying to do, or with the timing that I have.
Yeah. Vic, one thing we know, bro, is that it's a lot of money out here. Go get it, big dog. Go get it. And so, good morning, my bro. Good morning, and welcome back to the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. How are you this morning, bro? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good, bro. Blessed to be here. Grateful you, Ian and Jamar, welcome me back with open arms, man. Just enjoying the topics we got in hand, bro.
Yes, sir, man. And introducing our partner here on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast and our brother from another mother, Mr. Ian Jones, aka Peoples Hernandez, aka Rod Tidwell. Mr. Ian Jones, my bro, what it do?
What's good? What's good? How y'all feeling this morning?
What's
Pretty
the
good,
word,
bro.
bro?
Beautiful, man. Beautiful. And so with that being said, let's get right into it, fellas. Before we get to the Lamar Jackson situation, Ian and Vic, I don't know if y'all saw what happened last night, man, with this women's NCAA
Yeah,
tournament Final Four.
Man,
Damn.
I don't want to make it about race, but that white girl dangerous, man.
yeah, man.
She been running through sisters all year, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like,
Yeah,
not
Man.
keeping up with the tournament, man. She been running through sisters all year.
yeah.
And I honestly didn't think, I knew they would cover the spread because, like I say, I knew she would at least do her 30 ball. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But for them to get South Carolina out of their rhythm and to dominate the game the way they did, because they didn't just win the game, they dominated the game. They left their print on the game. So South
Yeah.
Carolina, they used to just running through teams. All right, next. You know what I'm saying? So how I looked at it, I say, wow, like I told you earlier, bro, whatever game plan the coaches came up with, those girls like a big time final. They executed it. They studied that game plan and they took South Carolina out of their game, and it showed.
Yeah.
It
Man,
showed,
crazy part about it, Ian and Vic, it was all white girls on
yes, bro.
Iowa.
Yes, bro.
That
Only thing,
the whole starting five.
yes, and
My
that's what
So,
makes
bad.
it more. You know what I'm saying? Even more like dynamic in my eyes because, like I said, I didn't think, maybe an AAU ball. You know what I'm saying? Because all five sisters aren't up to par. When I look at South Carolina, especially what Dawn Staley done been doing, at least since she done been there, man, that's like a mini WNBA team or a little mini WNBA All-Star team. You know how she
yeah.
put her roster together. So for Iowa to do that, and the only notable name we know is Caitlin Clark. Kudos to her teammates. Kudos to the whole program. But that girl, Caitlin Clark, like I told you earlier, bro, she's giving me Diana Taurasi vibes or Sabrina Ionescu. Like she really controls the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start to the finish. They play at her pace. You have your facial expressions and whatnot throughout the course of the game, but she don't never really look bothered. Even when they lose,
No.
you know what I'm saying? She just plays the game at her pace. And for a female to see it, as a man watching a female's game, it's amazing to see.
Yeah.
It's
On the real. Yeah, man, bro. On the real. Facts. And bro, what's your thoughts on watching this, bro? Because man, I'm blown away, dog. I'm blown away.
So I was watching it last night, and I see she went 5 for 17 from 3. But honest to God, seeing her shoot, I say about 5 of them was in the rim and came out. So she could have easily hit 10. She could have easily hit 10 threes last night. Like she got a quick release, but it's pure. And you know what I'm saying? It's going down just about every time. Like I said, I seen a couple of them last night just rattle out, and she been a leader and catapulting that team. Like you say, she been taking sisters out all year, all through the tournament, all year. And she just showed up last night, and it was something special to watch. It was crazy to see, South Carolina kind of out of their element, but like you said, whatever game plan their coach came up with, team executed, and they came to play.
On the real, they literally had South Carolina on the ropes from start to finish. They held the lead the whole game for the most part until South Carolina came roaring back. South Carolina, all that pride,
They
gonna
wasn't going.
roar back.
Yeah.
They gonna roar back.
It was
Roaring back.
It was definitely expected. It was
Yeah,
expected.
yeah. But every time they roar back, Caitlin Clark hit them with a pass, with a dime, or she come down on the 3. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Vic? You who? Like she come down, basically take their momentum right from them. Take it right from them. Hit them right at, punch them, and say, all right, we're going to respond. We're going to respond. We're going to respond. And she did it every time, bro.
You know what it reminded me of? When LeBron and them first year in Miami, when they lost to Dirk Nowitzki and Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
That Dallas Mavericks team, arguably Dirk, obviously Hall of Famer, the superstar on that team. They had Jason Kidd on that team. You know, he's a Hall of Famer.
Right.
But everybody else were role players. You know,
Yeah.
everybody else were just solid role players. And they went up against a three-headed monster with the Miami Heat, right? So I was just giving a comparison. I'm like, man, Sabrina Ionescu, she was like Dirk or Jay Kidd, whatever one you want to compare her to. And the rest of her teammates really showed up like Dallas did in that 6-game series. You know what I'm saying? Against a dynamic team. Like, they were 42-0. Them girls hadn't lost since last year. Before the tournament. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they didn't know what an L was. They don't, you know, they probably like how over when they the Crips and Bloods don't say B's and C's. South Carolina don't say L's. They don't talk with L's, you know?
Right. Exactly.
So for them to take that L last night, like I say, that was tough, man. Kudos to them girls in Iowa. Kudos to the coaching staff. And it was a good game, man. Just being a sports fan. And I could sit there for 4 quarters and watch a women's college game and be entertained.
Entertained like a mug.
Come on, bro. I didn't even turn it when the commercials came on. So I say, I was glued onto the screen. So it was a good game. It was a really good.
On the real, man. Yeah. Good morning, Jody Skywalker. Jody Skywalker stated, UM in the Final Four. Now he getting to the men's. We're gonna get there shortly. Workshop Miami. But then he stated white women can jump. And then And then Jonathan Abernathy stated, Caitlin Clark is some dangerous and has been AP Player of the Year. Definitely deserves it for what she's done this year. Absolutely, bro. Sure. Absolutely. She has lived up to her expectation of being AP Player of the Year, which brings me, y'all, to Purdue and Zach Edey being named Player of the Year and didn't live up to no damn expectations in the tournament. Got ousted in the first round.
I'm gonna say he only won it, not to cut you off on that, but I was talking to a couple of my friends about that. He only won that because that Brandon Miller kid was involved with that murder investigation. That's it. That's all. And you know, that's political. They wasn't gonna put no more light on him. They're gonna just try and get him out of the college system and and let him live his life. But they weren't gonna give him that award with what he was tied to down there. But like you say, Zach Edey definitely was not deserving of that coming in from the preseason with the expectations he had. Granted, his teammates, it's a team game, but being the biggest and supposedly most dominant force in college basketball, you're supposed to be able to carry or shoulder some of that weight.
Yeah.
He didn't. He just didn't. He just didn't. Some teams with less talent or smaller guys, he dominated, but being usually 7'4", 240,
bigger than everybody.
7'5".
Like, come on, bro. Like, come on. It's no reason.
It's a layup for him.
Table.
Right. It's a layup for him. Yeah. And one thing, as we know, Vic and Purdue is great academically. Ooh, I got a great education academically. Great education. But as stated, when it comes to those sports, big problem with Matt Payne, as you stated is they want good academic standing guys. And so, Vic, you are dead on point because Zach Edey ain't finna go get involved in none of that. Not in West Lafayette, no. And so it's not finna happen. And so on the other hand, he will play basketball, do it the right way, academically, play a smart mental basketball game. As stated, he struggled a lot against great teams. He struggled a lot against dogs, you know what I'm saying? And he'll beat up on a few little guys that's smaller than him, etc. And so that got him the award. That right there, just good academic standing, good kid, doing the right things, and just dominate smaller guys on the court, etc. And when it got to the big dog tournament, he, that pressure just folded. And so, on the other hand, we got some interesting comments. Jonathan Abernathy stated, man, it's going to be a bust in the NBA, shaking my head. Yeah, it's very likely, man. It's very likely. None of the Purdue guys turned out well in the NBA, for big man at least. So far, none of them did. And rest in peace to Caleb Swanigan, who was a #1 pick, as y'all remember, guys, years ago. Because Purdue is big man now. That's the brand we got. The brand is to get big men, dominating the post and get guys to surround them. And that's how we win basketball games, etc. That's how we become what we are at the moment. Just don't do nothing in the tournament. And on the other hand, Joe the Skywalker stated they suck, and he laughed. And so he basically right. And so I can't sit there and disagree with the man. Purdue is a good academic school. It's like a Northwestern, y'all, mini Northwestern, good for academics, not much partying on Fridays. You do your work, you get ready for the real world, engineering, whatever, finance after, and that's that. And so congrats to the kid, man. He got the award, right, y'all? It's his. He can take it with him for the rest of his life. And that's that. And now he got a chance to go to the NBA. We'll see what he do with that. And so, yeah. On the other hand, fellas, let's get into some NFL, man. Let's get into some NFL. We done had a lot of great moments for the NCAA, and we're going to get there and make our picks, y'all, for the national championship for the women's and for the men's. Okay. So for the women's, we got LSU, Angel Reese. Y'all know that supermodel chick down there at LSU. She in the national championship against Caitlin Clark now.
What they calling her?
Yeah. And so they finna clash in the national championship on Monday. But then we got in the Final Four, Miami, UConn, NNU. Y'all pointed UConn out prior to the tournament. They've been dominant. On the other hand, you got two small nobodies and nobody expected. Florida Atlantic and San Diego State. I ain't even watched San Diego State none yet, so I don't know nothing about them. But they here in the Final Four. And so maybe I'm going to find out who they are today. And so you got those two matchups. So we're going to make our pick shortly with that. But let's get into Lamar Jackson, y'all. And so with Lamar Jackson, this situation, Ian, I'm going to get your input. Vic, you go in next. So if it was noted in the media and that of March 2nd, actually, Lamar Jackson demanded a trade from the Baltimore Ravens. And so with that being said, Lamar Jackson, he appears to be frustrated, etc., with the situation going on in Baltimore. And so I just got a question, bro, from a leverage standpoint. With leverage right now, who has the most leverage right now? Baltimore or Lamar Jackson? Who has the most leverage right now? Because they both got good ass arguments here. And so who you think they'll got the most leverage right now, bro?
To be honest, I would say it's pretty equal as of right now, simply because it's stated that, no owner, no team wants to trade for Lamar, that's a whole nother deeper situation. And I think this whole contract is deeper than the money situation. But I think as far as leverage, I mean, they both have leverage. If Baltimore don't sign them back, they can set their franchise back another 10 years. Because who's to say when they gonna find another franchise quarterback? Right. And I mean, on the other hand, Baltimore, he want to get paid, and now it seems like, like I just stated, nobody wants to trade for Lamar all of a sudden, a 25-year-old MVP, which is beyond crazy. But that's deeper than just the money situation. I feel like the owners are trying to stick together because of Cleveland's mess up of giving Deshaun Watson all that guaranteed money. And so now they're going to try to stick together against these players and these quarterbacks, especially the black quarterbacks. Right. So he won't get that. So they won't keep up in the market. It's like,
that's what he's trying to do, basically. And he's trying to up the market right now.
Yeah. But as we know, it's all about who's next up. It ain't about, of course it's about how you perform, but it's always next up. Like, Aaron Rodgers got paid. Then it was Dak Prescott turn. Then it was Kyler Murray. And now it's Lamar Jackson. Then after Lamar Jackson, now it's going to be Justin Herbert. It's going to be Joe Burrow. And then if Justin Fields have a good year or two, it's going to be Justin Fields. And then after that, so on and so on. So right. The players, they just looking out for each other up in the market. So Cleveland last year, they just said, we going to pay him whatever, because we tired of looking for a quarterback. We tired of doing this. They said we're going to pay him whatever. We don't care about what he got going on outside of football. We don't care about none of that. So now they didn't kind of mess the market up. And I feel like the owners is mad about that. And so now they trying to make Lamar be like, no, we're not gonna give you 200 guaranteed. That's a little too crazy. And so now I feel like that's what it's about. And I feel like that's why he ain't got his deal yet. Because now all of a sudden, nobody wants a 25-year-old MVP. He comes from, getting drafted, playing a couple games his first year, to literally winning MVP his second year in the league, his full year of starting as a quarterback. We've never heard of that. That's insane. We've never heard of that.
Mm-hmm,
so it's gonna be talent. I don't know if he's gonna play this year. And as far as him getting an agent, maybe he should have had an agent, but I mean, at this point, they've been into it about this probably for about a year. So I mean, at this point, he deep into it. It's like he can't even turn back now.
Right. He just got to continue to fight on his own. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Man, Vic, if I'm Baltimore, though, I'm saying to Lamar, dog, I'm saying you've been injured a lot lately. How you going to come to me and you going to ask me for all this money just because you see what Deshaun Watson got in Cleveland? Like, the thing is with Deshaun, we gave Deshaun the money prior to. We didn't know, really much. We heard a few rumors, but a lot of that came out after he got his bread. And so, like, with him seeing what's happening in Cleveland, part of it, I think, is him seeing that. And he's like, look, I mean, this guy, we done seen when I heard about what he done, but he still got all this bread in Cleveland. I'm a former MVP. When I'm on the field, we are a dangerous playoff threat, etc. But if I'm Baltimore, I'm saying to him, you ain't let us past the second round. We went up against Buffalo the second, in the second round, we got whooped that game. Other than that, prior to that, you didn't lead us past the first round. And then as of late, you've been hurt, injured every year. And so how you going to come to us and ask us for money, and ask us for this huge payday, which we already done offered you $133 million guaranteed.
So let me ask you, because I'm not big on Deshaun Watson. How much is he getting guaranteed? I know his contract is just a guarantee, but I know it's a little north of 200, right?
Yeah. 233, right? Isn't it 233? 233, I think. Deshaun Watson, I think it's somewhere near 233, bro. 233 million guaranteed.
And Baltimore only offered
230 million, dog. 230 million. So we right there in the ballpark.
And that's fully guaranteed, right?
Fully guaranteed.
Yep.
And Baltimore, the only thing they offered him that would have been fully guaranteed at the max was 133, right?
Yeah.
And okay, at some point, I'm not gonna lie, with him not having an agent, I feel like all of that ties in to it. Like with Deshaun Watson, he has an agent. So an agent or whatever the firm, they're gonna soak up some of those fees. What he's going through legally, that's eating at a lot of that money. Now, personally, that has nothing to do with Lamar Jackson's situation. But these owners, like Ian stated, they're in collusion with each other. After Cleveland messed the market up and tweaked and gave this man all this guaranteed money, when these players are already underpaid compared to other major league sports, American sports.
Right.
Look at the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Look at look at hockey. It's hockey players more than NFL players. Prime time NFL. And a lot of them, the shelf life for an NFL player's career is nowhere near a hockey or a baseball or a basketball player. I just feel like, though, Lamar in his situation, he being a little greedy.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna keep it real, man. He's being a little greedy. Now, it's nothing wrong with wanting your money and getting your money, especially when you've earned a certain amount. But I don't understand, like you say, we haven't made it to a divisional championship. We haven't made it to the Super Bowl. You've only had one MVP year, granted, right? What have you done since that MVP year to make us say, okay, we're going to pay you? Now, I guarantee, I get it. Zeke got paid off his one good year. You want to get your money when you perform. But to say you want 200 plus guaranteed, that's a stretch.
Yeah.
That's a stretch, man. I'm not gonna lie. And then he's always hurt. He's fragile. And then too, he's not, to me, he's still never gonna be a traditional quarterback. I played quarterback. I know what it's like to have accuracy. He still has not demonstrated that he has accuracy. For sure. Lamar Jackson, line him up with Tyreek Hill, dynamic like that. But when it comes to being a complete quarterback, getting the job done, I put Joe Burrow on top of him. The only thing he is athletic. And I'm not, I'm with my peoples, I'm with my, I'm with the brotherhood, all that. I'm going against the grain. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna call a spade. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As we was growing up, I'm not gonna pick Donovan McNabb over Peyton Manning. You're a damn fool. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? It's the proof is in the pudding, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Look at Justin Herbert. He's gonna get what he won't guaranteed,
right?
But he's not gonna be greedy about it either. He's realistic.
Mm-hmm.
We get this man $200 million. He doesn't perform.
He get hurt.
Then what?
Right.
He gets hurt again. It's guaranteed he's not. When has he played a full 17, 18 game season?
And do you think, Vic, that part of him being hurt is because he's always running and he taking them hits?
Sure, his style of play. It's going to beat down at the body. I played D1 ball, played D2 ball. After practice, your body is sore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? After some practices, you feel like you didn't play in the game. So I could only imagine what it's like playing at the professional level in the NFL. You get what I'm saying? So I can't even compare what he deals with on a daily basis. But like I say, to want 200 million and you're not Iron Man strong, you don't make it through a full season. Majority of the league, nobody does make it through a full season, with the NFL schedule the way it is. Right. But like I said, you got to be realistic with what you're asking and what you're producing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, like I say, he's dynamic. They were trying to compensate him for being dynamic. 133 million is that's a lot of money. You can get your $133 million and never leave Baltimore to another playoff series. That's your prerogative. But the way you introduce yourself to the league, they pay you this money. They're going to expect you to continue to produce at that level. And he missed the last 6 to 8 weeks of the season. What are we paying you for? Your MVP season before COVID?
Right.
That's all, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
And I still tried to give him a nice guaranteed amount. Now, should he be making more than like a Derek Carr? Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Should he be making more than I would say the only person should be paid higher than him would be like a Aaron Rodgers, right? Or Tom just retired, so it's nobody. Okay,
top 10 quarterback. He's a top 10 quarterback getting on top. Yeah,
he deserved. If I say 150, but 200, no, 200 million. You tripping, man.
And this is coming from a former quarterback at Morgan Park that led us to a lot of success. Right, and we won a lot of football games with this man being quarterback. A lot, lost a few. So we listen to you, dog. We really do, man. We're gonna post this on the real end later in the week as we, put out our podcast, because it's coming from a quarterback to a quarterback. And so, yeah, Ian, bro, any more thoughts on this or what? Like, does Lamar get his money, man? Does Lamar get his money? How do you see this playing out going forward?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he played for Baltimore or it's gonna be almost like who's gonna be more stubborn. Because, like I said, at this point, he hasn't had no agent, and I mean, at this point, hiring an agent is still kind of risky because obviously they're not coming up off the money that he wants. So I don't know. And then it's like, okay, let's just say, for instance, they don't get the deal done and he's still on the tag, and then the season comes. He gonna sit, if he'll probably threaten to sit out, But you gonna sit out and miss all that money? That's a lot of money to sit out on.
33
Right.
million, a lot of money.
And you gonna get fined every day. Every day he don't go to practice, workouts, all that, he gonna get fined. That's a lot of money. So it's gonna be whoever give in first. Or
Yep. Somebody got to swallow their pride in this one. Somebody.
Or a possible trade, but you got the draft coming up. These new quarterbacks, they finna get drafted. So I don't know. It's a tough situation. It's a tough situation right now. I honestly, I don't think he played this year.
Think he put a lady on there?
Yeah, I don't think he played.
Just saying from the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, Andrew Jones states he don't think Lamar suits up this year. Things continue at the way it's continuing. He can see Lamar sitting out. Man. And quickly, Vic, if he does get traded, let's say something does happen on draft night, etc. What team do you think he's a potential fit for? What team do you think he might want to play for? What team? Atlanta, Miami, you got I mentioned Atlanta, Miami. You got a lot of the NFC South teams that need a quarterback. I mean, Tampa just got Baker Mayfield. Are they really confident in him? New Orleans just got Derek Carr, but I stated Atlanta a good fit. Carolina, I mean, what are they really doing at quarterback? It's a few teams out there. Indianapolis might be a good fit, some people feel. And so what team do you think possibly he could be a good fit for? And that possibly will give him that money.
Me personally, man, I thought the Commanders, Washington. I thought
the Commanders.
But I know with them going through the sale of the team, their focus is selling the team right now. Maybe after, they get that squared away, they make a push for a franchise player. And Lamar Jackson, like Ian say, 25-year-old former MVP.
Right there, bro, from Baltimore to DC, as y'all know, that's like an hour apart.
Come on now. Like, a team like that. I couldn't see him with the Colts. Just because the management and the coaching staff, it just doesn't fit Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Like Atlanta, the owner actually kept it real. I give that owner, he's been a real one since Mike Vick days. He didn't want to have to release Mike Vick, but it was pressure because of the trouble he was in. And just like now, he kept it real. Cleveland almost made it impossible for anybody to ask for Lamar's services because of what his asking price is.
Right.
And that's the only reason, teams aren't jumping for his services, because they know he's not going nowhere under 200. He wants at least 200 to even talk. Or I could see, I honestly don't know what the Rams are doing at quarterback. I don't know if they're all in.
The Rams, yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
you know what I'm saying, Matt? And it's not like Matt Stafford is the ultra elite. He's only getting older. So I could see Washington, I could see LA, or I could see Atlanta making a push for him. All these other teams, to me, seem like they have or a plan on what they want to do. Like I know you just mentioned Carolina. I feel like they're going to take one of those top quarterbacks. Houston might take a quarterback. And if Indiana might take a quarterback, because it's a few of them in this draft. You know what I'm saying? It's a few of them in this draft. But the Commanders could also take a quarterback in the draft, but a proven quarterback with a nice track record. And for what the Commanders in that division, somebody like Lamar could elevate them right there. You know what I'm saying?
Bowl. Yeah, they could be a Super Bowl contender with him.
Yes, sir.
That's a good team. That's a good team. Yeah, they're right on the crust. They ain't got a quarterback. They get him.
You got every other team in a division has a franchise quarterback. Washington, New York just signed Daniel Jones to that money guaranteed, and that's another. How much did Daniel Jones get guaranteed? 140.
He got a lot.
He got like 140.
Yeah, he got a lot. And he got a lot. And we when it was posted on the page, Vic. Of course, I was a Grinch because I'm like, he don't deserve it. But then again, when you put the whole situation. So he got 82 million. Okay, his contract ain't bad. He got a 4-year extension with 82 million in guaranteed money. So it ain't that bad for Daniel Jones. He could also make 35 million in incentives because he live in New York.
But check this, 82 guaranteed, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of money for a quarterback who's only had one good season.
Right.
We're talking guaranteed. He's gonna see if they cut him today, they owe him
Right.
82 million. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? A lot of money for somebody who has not proven much of anything.
Right.
But and like Ian say, Daniel Jones is Lamar younger than Daniel Jones?
No.
They about the same age
About
almost,
the
right?
same age.
They're around the
Because
same. Yeah.
Lamar's pretty young. Yeah, he's 25 or something like that.
A former MVP. He's already been the best player in the NFL.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I say, he just has to come down on his asking price. But it's no way he should be in the same ballpark being paid as Daniel Jones. Like, let's be real now.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real, man.
Right.
And not to keep, going on it, but just in a division alone, he got 82 million. Dak, they brought the Brinks truck out for Dak. Jalen Hurts is definitely earning what they're going to pay him. They didn't just clear it house. They didn't just clear it house just so they can retain him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's open market, man. I feel Lamar. Pay me what I'm worth. Not nothing more, nothing less. But like Ian said, if it ain't worth it, I can always go to a better situation. I'm not hurting for cash.
Right. And it's interesting, man, because Jim Irsay stated, he said, money's not a problem. Money's not a problem for me. I just don't like guaranteed contracts. That's what Jim Irsay state. Literally, you go right here, and it's so funny you say this, Vic, because soon as I pull up Lamar Jackson guarantee money, his contract they offered him, y'all, was 5 years, 250 mil, 133 guaranteed. And they stated, yep, of course he turned it down. But what pops up literally is Matthew Stafford and the LA Rams. And this pops up when I put up Lamar Jackson. So that LA rumbling could be very, very real because they see where the trajectory of Matthew Stafford, and he's an old guy. That guy been in the league for years.
Yeah,
he
played
with Calvin Johnson when they basically started things. So he's near retirement for sure, man. And so, yeah, man, we'll see what happens with Lamar Jackson in this situation. Wishing him the best. As a football fan, I hope he doesn't sit out. But as a human being, I would understand why he would sit out in. And so we'll see how things go with this situation. But right now, it's definitely a game of chess between the owners, between the players, because this thing has situated now, guys, to everyone. The owner stepped in and helped Jim Irsay, and the players are, looking out for Lamar for Lamar, because he wants to get his fully guaranteed money and make sure that he is, one of the highest paid players ever. And so Baltimore's like you asking a lot here. And so we'll see how these two franchises go, because when you stated, Vic, like this, a lot of this is involved here. A lot of this standing up on his own as a Black man, not trying to be used by these owners. A lot of that goes into this too. And the owners see that. And of course, when they see that happening, they get pissed. And they get their little white man stuff going on. And as you stated, in here they go all unite now. They go all unite now. And so this thing could grow into something huge and big. This thing could grow to something huge and big. And so address the comments, y'all. Jody Skywalker stated, and Baltimore gonna lose a lot of games without him. He mentioned Tampa. Jonathan Abernathy stated, I believe he goes to the Steelers or the 49ers. Okay, we'll see. 49ers, you just heard John Lynchshaw just stating in the media that Brock Purdy has earned the starting job as the 49ers quarterback. But, that could just be him stating that based off of what he did last season. He earned the right to be the starting quarterback next season, but it don't necessarily mean he gonna be the starter. He still got to battle it out with Trey Lance likely. On the other hand, the Steelers, Jonathan, as you know, the Steelers just got Kenny, and Kenny had a pretty good rookie year, with the Steelers. And so, possibly Jody Skywalker stayed at Tennessee.
That'd be nice. Him and
Yeah.
Derek.
Nice.
That'd be so nice.
Yeah. I stated that on the
They need a
podcast
superstar. Yeah.
earlier this week. Tennessee pairing him up with Derrick Henry. Only thing is that a similar situation? Because Tennessee ain't got no receivers.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
basically it is, but that would be a good look. I'm hearing, they gearing up for a new stadium, bring Lamar in, and Derrick Henry. That would be nice.
That would
Right.
definitely pump some.
Yeah. Okay. Word. Thanks for that. 411. And on the other hand, Jody Skywalker stated Daniel Jones ain't compared to Lamar. You're right. He not. And so, but he asked for that bread, man. And so, and Daniel Jones got 82 million guaranteed, Jody. And so Lamar definitely, we know if he got 82 mil, Lamar should be getting 200 mil plus. He should. But it's a lot he asking for. And yeah, Baltimore could be saying this too. Because and Vic, we've been covering football all year. Baltimore ain't got no receivers, right? And so, could it be that Baltimore is trying to ask for a lower price because they saying, hey, hey, Lamar, if you take this amount, we could build around you and we can finally get over the hump. That's, we want to, but if we give you all this money, you know what I'm saying, then we got few resources to put around the rest of the team. And so
No, I don't think that's it. I just feel like they ain't trying to come up off that bread because they went right and paid Roquan. Roquan ain't never played for the Ravens. He played for the Bears. They went right and paid Roquan what he wanted with no issue.
This facts.
Mark Humphrey got paid with no questions.
Yep.
What was the boy named? The other safety, the loudmouth. Marcus Peters got paid.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, and they're getting paid what they're asking. These guys aren't holding out. They're not sitting out of OTAs and all that. Like I say, is Lamar worth $230 million? No.
Right.
Keep it real. No. But pay that man in the ballpark of what he's worth, man. Pay that man
the ball money. Okay. Give him some money in the ballpark. Okay.
Roquan just got $100 million. I don't know how much it's guaranteed, but $100 million is a lot of money
for a linebacker.
And I don't see them cutting him in 4 years.
Right.
He just did 4 years with the Bears, and we just couldn't pay him.
Right.
Or didn't pay him. You know what I'm saying? Like, get that man his money, man. 175 guaranteed ain't bad, man, for what he asking. You guys had Joe Flacco before him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. With the last memorable quarterback for Baltimore. Let's be real. Name him. And the only reason you know Joe Flacco is because of that Super Bowl.
That Super Bowl run, yeah. He had a crazy Super Bowl run.
Yeah.
I can't take nothing from him. Crazy run.
Yeah.
But so did Nick Foles.
Yep.
So did Nick Foles. You know what I'm saying? Like, like people have runs. It's part of being an athlete. You go through stretches where you dominate. You
can't miss. Yeah.
You can't miss.
Exactly. But it's no reason that he should be going into the season under the whatever exclusive or non-exclusive franchise tag. He shouldn't be going in under that. Now, granted, 32 million. When I play, listen, I ain't missing no meals. I'm playing. Right. But do I have to be for that 32 million? Now, this is the wrong way to think about it. But like Ian say, or like you said, this chess, man, not checkers. I don't have to go out there and rush for 1,000 yards just because I'm Lamar Jackson. I ain't got to go throw for 4,500 yards just because I signed this franchise tender. Y'all still underpaying me. I'm going to go out there and perform at the level of what the quarterbacks are getting paid at this amount. I'm going to go produce at their amount. He has that type of ability where he can control that narrative.
Right.
Yep.
He don't owe Baltimore a damn thing because obviously they don't feel like they owe him anything.
Right.
South Florida, you feel me? Now, if he was playing that card with Miami or Tampa or something, I can understand. Jacksonville, you playing hardball with your hometown state, go ahead. He don't owe Baltimore nothing.
Nope.
You You know what I'm saying? I mean, I signed that contract, take that white man money. Y'all wouldn't be getting the Lamar Jackson you guys thought you was getting.
Right.
He's still out with a PCL injury. Y'all not rushing back from that. I'm rehabbing until I'm comfortable with coming back.
Yep, that's what's gonna happen.
What you're saying, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now it's the wrong way to think about it from a competitive standpoint, from a professional standpoint.
But from a business standpoint.
But from a business, thank you. From a business. Just because Floyd boxed, what was Floyd's strategy? Not to get hit. Right. And get a lot of money doing it. Mm-hmm. Just because I boxed don't mean I got to take all that punishment. Just because I signed this contract for this $32.5 million franchise tag, that don't mean I got to lead y'all to the playoffs. The hell wrong with y'all? Y'all don't pay me $150. Y'all, come on.
Right.
Let's be real now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it wasn't like Lamar was a third or fourth round, sixth round pick, unheard of talent that we found in a diamond in the rough. We knew who he was coming out the ACC.
Yeah, we knew.
Last pick of the first round. So pay that man. Everybody else get paid.
You know, and you know what? I think, and I told somebody the other day, I said, look at it like this. I say, well, they drafted Lamar. He fell all the way to 31, 32 in the draft. He shouldn't have failed that far. So they probably didn't even plan on drafting Lamar. When they drafted Lamar, they probably thought he was going to be like, when he first came out, they wanted to play running back. They wanted to think about playing receiver. He didn't even run a 40. He didn't even run a 40 at his pro day. He's like, I'm not running a 40. I'm a quarterback.
Right.
So, they draft him. So they probably thought, he was going to be like some type of Taysom Hill type player, the black version, and kind of like put him in packages. So when the Joe Flacco thing kind of faded away, Lamar come in, he went about 6-7 games his rookie year. Then he doubled back second year, he won MVP. After that, they should have just extended him like New York just
right
did.
there.
Daniel Jones.
That's just extended. Other franchise do you hit it right on the nail of offense. He should have got extended.
He should have got it right then and there. He should have got it right then.
We seen it with Dallas with Dak. They did the same thing. They drafted Dak in the third, fourth round. Probably didn't even expect him to be a starter.
Yes.
Dak take him to the playoffs. They putting off paying him for a long time, and now it's just time to get paid. He went through the same thing. They went at it for about 2 years.
And
then they had to break the bank. And now they doubling back, saying they don't even know if they really want to keep him. But now they stuck with it because you had to break the bank.
And Dak, if not, be hurt just as much, if not more, than Lamar Jackson during the season.
Right, because he broke his leg
every year.
Exactly. And broke his hand.
You
got to think about that. He be sitting out. Now, just because he on the sideline with a headset, he's not playing, but he's still getting paid guaranteed money. I think that north of 150.
Yeah, that got paid.
And Texas ain't got state taxes, so he's sitting his money.
He's sitting on that money. Yep,
he's spending on every dollar.
Come on, man. Lamar paying taxes out the ass in Baltimore.
On the real, it's expensive there. Damn near like DC.
Yeah, DMV area is high. Yeah,
taxes.
Man, and so man, this is great, man. I think we found a rhythm here, and we gotta start just rhythming. When we going live, bro, we just gotta talk, and the engagement is fantastic, man. And so like, bro, I hear you, man. And so, man, I'm very interested in seeing how this folds out, man, because this is a big battle. Lamar, man, is this. The owners see that, they pissed off, they all ganging up now. This could turn into something huge to where this is now expanded amongst the entire NFL. You got players standing up for Lamar. You got the owner standing up for Jim Irsay, and it just grows from here. And so, Lamar, man, he definitely deserves the money based off of his performances on the field. But Baltimore just got that leverage. They say you've been hurt lately. They state you haven't led us past this point in the playoffs. And so it's a big battle going on here. But, man, Vic, I hear what you're saying, man. If he offering that amount and if they give him something north of 133 at this point, you take it. You ain't got to lead them to the playoffs. You ain't got to lead them to the Super Bowl. But from there, you got your bread from a business standpoint. And from there, you just don't look back from there. And so we'll see how this situation goes. That's a very good point right in, because in that case, then hopefully both parties could be happy at that point. We'll see though, because Lamar is being very stubborn here. Jim Irsay is being very stubborn here. And so we'll see, man, what progress with that situation, man. Wishing Lamar the best, man. On the other hand, fellas, let's now get into making our Final Four picks. And then we're going to lastly talk, man, about these playoffs that's coming up in the NBA, in which my Lakers are starting to heat up. And I told Ian and everybody about the Lakers early in the year, and here they come. And so, yeah, on the other hand, these Final Four picks, man, we saw what happened with Caitlin Clark last night. This woman, man, is the truth, man. 41 of 77 points last night. Took out a sleeping giant in South Carolina. Don Staley got a dominant UConn type program over there. She took him out last night by herself, man. By herself. She assisted on at least 70 of the points last night. And so with that being said, fellas, we got the national championship. We got the supermodel Angel Reese down in LSU. She making waves right now all over the place, man. Who y'all got for this national championship, man? Y'all got LSU or y'all got Iowa? Ian, your thoughts, bro, and then Vic next.
Man, it's tough. I want to pick
hard
LSU.
Ass pick. That's a hard.
Yeah, I want to pick LSU, but I feel like if I go against Caitlin, she gonna give us a Steph Curry type game, bro.
Right.
Man. Oh man.
And
it's crazy. So this will be I think it was Iowa first time in the Final Four or the final games, or since in the Final Four since like '93.
Yeah,
it's LSU first time in the final game, so we're gonna have a first time national champion.
Okay.
So first time national champion. I'm gonna go with LSU. I'm gonna go with LSU.
Okay. LSU tough, man. They tough. Vic, who you got, bro?
Man, like Ian say, it's a tough choice, bro. But I'm gonna piggyback with him, and I'm gonna say LSU. Just because of simple added fact, we know Iowa has Caitlin Clark and her cast. But we know LSU has Angel Reese, the Bayou Barbie. But this is where coaching is going to come into play. Not taking nothing away from Don Staley, but if you look at Kim Mulkey's resume,
one of the best. Hall of Fame already.
Hall of Famer. You can put her on the men's sideline, and they're gonna respect what she has to say.
Absolutely.
So I feel like she's gonna draw up a game plan. That's gonna that could possibly work. It's just up to the players to execute. That's just like we saw last night. Iowa just executed to a T. If LSU pays attention and executes the game plan to slow down Caitlin Clark, because you can't shut her down. There's no shutting her down. Just to slow her down.
Yeah.
To disgruntle her teammates a little bit, get them out of rhythm.
Right.
Then they win in the game, because they're a little more physical. But those white girls with Iowa are tough. They just showed us they could play physical. They're smart as hell. It's like playing against a bunch of Einsteins out there. They're smart, play good ball, they play together. So, but I'm still going with LSU. Like I say, if they follow the game plan, I got LSU.
Man. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Iowa, y'all. I'm gonna go with Iowa. And the reason why I'm gonna go with Iowa is because of Caitlin Clark, man. If she beat South Carolina, I don't see no reason why she can't beat LSU. You feel me? Because like South Carolina's a giant. They are just man, they the creme de la creme. And so I feel like y'all, if she beat South Carolina and they had them on the ropes the entire game, controlled the whole game, then I feel like why not against LSU? But LSU, man, I see the reason why y'all picked. Angel Reese was right there with Aaliyah Boston, with Caitlin Clark. These three best players in college basketball all year. Yeah. All three of them. All three of them gonna have great WNBA careers. Y'all know how that works. Sure. And so they finna go to the next level, kill their rookie year. And so I can see why y'all picking Angel Reese, but I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go with Iowa, because Iowa, man, they beat South Carolina. So if they beat South Carolina, I see no reason why they can't beat LSU. And so, yeah. That being said, fellas, let's not progress to the NBA playoffs. So, fellas, man, this just happened. we got the Eastern Conference. We got the standings, man. And so, right now, first place in the East is Milwaukee. Milwaukee, however, they just, and I don't know if y'all probably seen this, man. They played Boston the other day, and Boston beat them by 41.
Yes,
It
sir.
just confuses me because, and this is with Giannis. This is with everybody for Milwaukee. And so I don't know if Milwaukee just took a night off or if Boston just that dangerous, y'all. And so my question is at this point, man, we just finna talk some NBA. If you had to pick a team right now, bro, as going of a favorite in the Eastern Conference and in the Western Conference, who would you pick, bro? And so let me give you the standards. Fellas. Milwaukee first, Boston second, Philly third. Cleveland look like they'll face New York in the first round. Them and the Knicks gonna go at it. And Brooklyn in sixth. For the play-in, it'll likely be the Bulls versus the Heat, Hawks and the Raptors. And so, I'm just saying from an overall standpoint of winning the conference, going into the playoffs. With the Eastern Conference, bro, who do you feel like is your favorite? Because even though, right, Milwaukee just got whooped by Boston in Milwaukee, some people still feel like Milwaukee's still them dudes, and that really the East is for them to lose. And so, Boston might have something to say about that. Philly might have something to say about that. Donovan Mitchell can go off on 70 points. So, New York is tough. Tom Thibodeau coach team. So, how you feel, Vic? And then we're gonna go to you, Ian. But going into the playoffs, bro, who you feel like is your favorite going into the playoffs for the Eastern Conference?
Honestly, man, I'm a lean Boston, a healthy Boston.
Okay.
If Boston, it's only what 8, 9 games left. It's only a handful of games left.
No, 4 games, bro. 4.
4?
Yeah.
Okay, 4 games left. Right. Okay. I'm going with a healthy Boston just because I feel like it's only Giannis. Like Chris Middleton, I feel like he, just the whole year's been down for him. Drew's gonna give us what Drew's gonna give us. We know what Drew Holiday is gonna give us. He's gonna be solid. But I just feel like this is the year. Boston got a taste of it last year. They know what it feels like to be playing in the last series of the season. It's time, man. It's time. It's time for Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown to just ascend to superstar status and take them to that next level. And even the role players, I feel like they have the team constructed to do it. From the guard standpoint, I don't feel like it's any team deeper. They got Malcolm Brogdon, Marcus Smart, Derek White, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. Then you got two very good bigs, and I feel like are underrated. But Al Horford, he does great with the regular season always. Since he's been a pro, he's always been a very good regular season guy. We just need him to show up in the playoffs. If Al Horford can show up for three rounds of the playoffs, the Celtics gonna win the championship.
Yep.
He showed up last year. He finally showed up last year, and he finally went to the finals last year.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? 1 or 2 shots, could change the complexion of the series, But it's like they have to see it through. I feel like the year they see it through, not taking nothing away from Giannis, best record in the NBA, 55-22. But I just feel like Boston, night in and night out, them boys, they ready. They come in ready. You're gonna get their best shot every night.
Right. Yeah. So right now your favorite is Boston. And
yeah,
it'd be like that too. Don't y'all ever see right in like Vic, the one, it'll always be that regular season team that get that 1 seed, but then that experienced team be right there in the 2 seed. And they just be saying the whole season in, we just chilling right here. We just waiting for when it matters. When it matters, we're gonna show y'all what time it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So Boston definitely got that experience. Milwaukee got that chip though. Milwaukee got that chip, Vic. So in your standpoint, bro, Milwaukee or Boston, or you like it somebody like Philly or somebody like who you feel is your favorite going into the playoffs?
My favorite is Boston. They got the depth. I think the most important thing with Boston is like Vic stated, they got there last year. They maybe felt like they could have beat Golden State, and so it just seemed like they've been hungry. They've been hungry ever since then, and you can tell it like in they play, like for them for what Jalen put up 30 the other night. Jason Tatum put up 40. They averaged they came out with 70 points from them two alone, but they beat them by what like 40, almost 50 points.
Yeah, 41, 40 to 99.
Yeah, 41. Yeah,
in Milwaukee.
In Milwaukee. Yep, in Milwaukee. Them boys hungry. They've been hungry all year, but like you stated, I think those two teams they got the most depth. They benches deep. Both benches are deep. Heavy guard play. But I think I'm gonna go with Boston. Only reason I say I'm gonna go with Boston, like Vic stated, I think Chris Middleton, ever since he got hurt, he kind of been, even ever since after the championship, he's been kind of hurt, and his game been kind of up and down. He's been missing a lot of games here and there. So, it's just really been Giannis and
Well, yeah, Giannis and Drew.
Yeah, Drew holding it down for them. So I think Boston, they've been healthy. We're winning the championship.
Let me ask you this though, Ann and Vic. Keep in mind that Drew Holiday, y'all probably maybe ran into this quickly, and y'all probably didn't notice, but against Indiana 2 days ago, Drew Holiday dropped 51. Yeah, he dropped 51. High 51. And keep in mind that against Boston, that was a back-to-back.
Yeah.
So could they have been tired? Feel me?
Yeah,
they have been tired, and that's where that score came from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's possible. And I know, Jason Tatum, they stated you're not gonna get that play from them every night. They know the real Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? Right. They know the real Milwaukee, and they know the real Boston. So that ain't gonna be an every night thing from them. So it's definitely gonna be a war if they meet each other, in the playoffs. I'm hoping they meet each other in the playoffs. As a fan, that should be the Eastern Conference Finals, but anything is possible. Anything is possible in the playoffs. But them the two teams in the East without a doubt. And I just think everybody else is just fighting below them. Yeah.
We kind of know how hooping, right, Vic, and it's generally whatever teams you just know, you know generally in basketball who gonna win. You kind of know. And Philly, no disrespect to them, Cleveland, New York, Brooklyn, but they'll put up a nice run, but I don't if they would have win, everybody would be surprised. Like, I didn't expect Philly to come out. Like, if they win, everybody gonna be surprised, like, okay, So in this case, fellas, I'm with y'all, man. It seems though y'all like Boston, but at the end of the day, y'all really stating that it could be between these two squads. These are the two best teams, and it's going. One of these teams likely should be in the conference finals, if not both, for sure. And so,
record in basketball.
Yeah, exactly. They battling for the best record in basketball, both of them.
Yeah.
And so, Well, in this case, fellas, then let's go ahead. Let's expand now to the Western Conference. And so, in the Western Conference, it's interesting, real interesting, Vic, because Denver's number 1. Memphis is number 2. Young Sacramento, number 3. Phoenix is not going to catch Sacramento at this point. So it looks like Phoenix going to either play the Clippers in the first round or the Warriors. The Lakers, they could catch Golden State or they could catch the Clippers. The Lakers just done choked a lot of games, man. They should be way better than 39-38. But they 7th. And then you got New Orleans, Minnesota, and Oklahoma City who fighting for that play-in stuff. And the Lakers is too still. And so with that being said, who do y'all like coming out of the West going into the playoffs? So Vic, who you like coming out of this jumbo West, man? Denver, Memphis, Sacramento, Phoenix, hot. Clippers, super hot. The Clippers, Golden State, super hot all of a sudden. And the Lakers, super hot. Or do you like one of these, young up and coming Denver? Denver's been there, but Memphis and Sacramento, these the young bucks. So who you like, bro, coming out of the West right now?
Man, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like you just said, Golden State is getting healthy and catching fire at the right time. Granted, and they still are without Andrew Wiggins. I like the Lakers, but are you asking for to make it to the Western Conference Finals or just like playoff
So,
scenario?
no, I'm asking who you like coming out of the West, going
Oh,
into the playoffs. Now, this could change once the playoffs hit, but this is the question for now. Who do you like right now?
me right now, I'm not gonna lie, man. I like the way Golden State playing.
Okay.
I like the way Golden State playing. And arguably would have like if that's 1A for me, I like 1B would be the Lakers.
Okay. They
Yeah.
dangerous too. They getting super dangerous, man. AD last night embarrassed Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert. It was
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, he's
Put-
showing up guys like he mad at him or something.
Yeah.
Got something to prove.
Yeah. I've always said though, Karl Anthony Towns is, you get what you're gonna get from him. He's charming to me. Rudy Gobert.
He's charming.
Yeah. Rudy Gobert though, rebounding a wizard.
He is what he is.
Yeah, he is what he is. You know what I'm saying? They try and peg him as this, big time, double guy. You get what you're gonna get. Just get my rebounds, block a couple shots, run the floor. I don't see them as a threat. Man, like I say, put some respect on Anthony Davis, man. LeBron, we know what we're gonna get with LeBron. We're gonna get greatness from LeBron. It's just his supporting cast is better now than what the beginning of the season was.
Yeah.
And they're actually, it just looks like they're gelling at the right time. So I feel like the Lakers, man, could make a strong push, especially if we get this type of production out of AD and LeBron on a nightly basis. As long as the role players come ready to play, Russell, Schroeder, Austin Reeves, them guys come ready to play. It shouldn't be no problem for the Lakers. Because like you say, these other teams don't have that experience. The Sacramentos, it look good now on paper. It look good. They running the score up, running through teams in the regular season. But we've seen in the past those really, really good regular season teams don't really fare well in the playoffs when spotlight is on. So, in Sacramento, really, other than just they haven't given me any track record to go on like, oh yeah, I know they're going to make it out the first round. Or
Right.
even Memphis, Memphis has been dealing with a lot of distractions. John Morant being silly, being a kid. And I just don't feel like his team, they're not healthy enough. Jaren Jackson, I feel like he done took a step back as far as progress. Dylan Brooks, man, he's just so damn silly to me. Desmond Bane, man, if he can stay healthy, it's like he play a game, he sit out 2.
Right.
Play games, he sit out 3. So Memphis just doesn't seem like they ready to make that push. And I love Jokic. I love Jokic. I'm talking about I love Jokic. I just don't feel like his support cast is ready to help him ascend his legend. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Jokic carried Denver to the finals. I don't think his supporting cast is where they need to be to get them to that level. So like I say, I'm going with experience over anything. It sucks that Paul George got hurt because I was really big on the Clippers lately.
Mm-hmm.
Westbrook, he been going through a tear the last 5-6 games. But for me, it's Golden State or the Lakers. Me personally.
And that's an unpopular pick, but you might see something that somebody don't see right now. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, bro. Your thoughts?
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. The West is real messy. And like that girl in high school that was just always in some mess. That's the Western Conference, man. Honestly, I don't even it could change by a week. Like y'all say, you can have the Lakers healthy. AD playing like we've been wanting AD to play for a long time. He's been playing, He's been having nicks and knacks here and there, but he's been kind of healthy as of lately. So he's been balling. I mean, he's been on another level as of lately. And, they team gelling. They didn't kind of turned around the whole bench, the whole team. So they kind of gelling. They got shooters now. They stay healthy. I wouldn't want to play them in the first round. Second round, I wouldn't want to play them. Still got LeBron. Golden State, they still got their championship pedigree. they can't win on the road for whatever reason. I don't know why they've been losing on the road all year, but that don't really concern me. They got that championship pedigree.
Let me ask you,
turn it
that was
on.
my question, bro, because it seemed like Golden State at home, they look like they're going to take care of anybody. Do
Yeah,
you
and on the
trust Golden
road,
State on the game 7? And I would agree with you. Hell yeah, I trust Golden State after 5 championships or 4 championships. I trust them in a game 7 against Sacramento.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, you got Sack. They young. They
Because
coach
that's what it
got a
look
lot
like
of.
it could be heading, fellas. It look like it could be the way things are heading: Golden State, Sacramento, Phoenix, and the Clippers.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you got Sack. They coach got a lot of he got a lot of experience, Mike Brown. But as far as the players, I don't know how they're going. I would have to see them play in the playoffs, like Vic said, under that pressure. Playoff ball is different from regular season ball. That's in any sport. Man, then you got Phoenix. What's gonna happen with Phoenix? They got
KD
Kevin
back now.
Durant. They just got KD back. You still got D Book. You got Chris Paul. He ain't really got to do much but facilitate. And it's easy with KD. You know what I'm saying? Him and D Book are buckets. Easy bucket getters. DeAndre Ayton, he be kind of up and down, but with them getting KD should ease up his game for him. So I would be concerned about their bench. I don't know how their bench is, but man, you got them. You got Denver. Denver is pretty deep, but it's just some don't hit with me with Denver. It's like I just don't really see them getting past the second or third round. So but playoff time they could surprise some teams. So I don't know the West. I mean, anybody from 1 through 8 really can come through. The only team I really feel like Vic said, they kind of distracted is Memphis. They got all type of stuff happening off the court. Dylan Brooks think he the new Dennis Rodman.
Right.
Man,
You get into it with everybody, bro. Every week is somebody new, bro. It's hilarious. You got to do it with Shannon on the court. It's been a season for the
Him and
boys,
Draymond
man.
been going at it like crazy, man.
Right. Then he wanted.
like
Then
what
they
we
had it.
doing?
Right.
They
Then they had a
God,
clip. They had a clip of him at Oregon saying that he wanted to be the Draymond Green of his team. I was just like, bro, it's been something new with Dylan Brooks literally every week, man. He might get into it with me next week. I don't even play in the NBA.
that's
What he
real
said?
talk.
What he said on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast? What he say?
Right, exactly.
Real talk, man.
Oh yeah, man. It's the West. The West is gonna be really exciting. Every series is probably gonna be a game 7, bro. Literally.
It's loaded.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. But if I had to bet some money, I would go with the champion. I'm gonna say Golden State. They got that championship pedigree. Like I said, you don't want to play the Lakers, but I will have to go with Golden State. They still got the best player in the NBA, man. Still got Steph, man.
Now I'm ashamed of both of y'all because now I know both of y'all got a lot of basketball knowledge. But fellas, y'all not gonna sit here and make a case for Phoenix. DeAndre Ayton, borderline all-star. KD coming back. D-Book, Chris Paul, bunch of playoff experience too. Came from the finals 2 years ago. Yeah, they came up short last year, and we rode them at our annual early buzz. We rode the Phoenix Suns, bro. We said which team, like we put them in a category like the most disappointing team. And Phoenix was up there when they lost to Dallas last year and they got whooped, as you remember, Vic, in that second round. And so people right there, that's why they got KD, because they is a come up short type of squad. You know what I'm saying? A come up short type of squad. And so Phoenix, though, I'm making a case for them, bro, because of KD now. And so him just coming back, man, I gotta make a case for Phoenix, man, because they gonna be tough, man, especially once the playoffs hit. The only thing is KD lately, man, he has not been defending. And so I don't blame Ian, y'all. I don't blame Vic for not being rattled or let's say overzealous because they see KD name on the roster of Phoenix. KD has come up short a lot, especially as a leader on a team.
For sure.
He has shown as a leader that he can't lead a team to a championship. And so I don't really blame these guys for like saying, okay, I trust Golden State more. I trust LeBron more because they've done more in these big moments. And so I just say this. I can't wait to the damn playoffs because we got LeBron, we got Kawhi, and we got KD all in the same conference.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Like you
so
say,
they gotta, you know what I'm saying? They all gotta play each other. Then we got these babies in, you know, Memphis, Sacramento, they scoring 170, 180 points on people. Denver,
man,
they already saying like y'all just disrespecting us, like y'all forgot like who we are. You know, Joker, like I'm one of the best players in the league. Then you know what I'm saying, you got Minnesota and all these other squads, they got something to prove to. And so the Clippers, I didn't mention the Clippers and their experience. So like it's gonna be jumbled, man. Like you say, and like Vic, I just can't wait to watch this playoff. It's gonna be off the chain. Whoever play whoever, these gonna be some deep series. These gonna be some entertaining series, and so I'm just looking forward to it, man. And so here we are, man. Here we are. And so lastly, y'all fellas, before we head up out of here, man, I need y'all to make y'all Final Four picks. Miami versus UConn, Florida Atlantic versus San Diego State. I'm gonna give y'all my pick. I want to see a Miami, Florida Atlantic just because Miami, Florida. I'm not gonna overthink the NCAA tournament. I got Miami, I got Florida Atlantic because of Miami, Florida, damn it. And that's it. That's who I got for the national championship. And so Vic, and you give me your pick, fellas, and we go from there, man. So who you got, Vic?
I was riding with UConn, but I had seen that they say Jordan Hawkins was out with an illness. He hadn't been practicing the last couple days, but hopefully he could play today. But if he don't play, man, that changes a lot. That changes the whole dynamic. But me personally, if he plays, if he's healthy enough to beat Jordan Hawkins, I say it's going to be UConn versus San Diego State. Yeah, okay. I say San Diego State. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, and I have not seen much from San Diego State, but I might mess around, find out who they are today for real.
Yeah, they tough, man. They tough from the guard to the center. They tough, man. They physical. They gritty. They a tough bunch, man. They tough. Not taking nothing away from Florida Atlantic, but them West that West Coast team a little different, man. They some junkyard dogs, man. They play ball, man.
Word. Yeah. And bro, who you got for the national? Who you got going to the national championship?
Yeah, so I told y'all a couple of weeks about UConn, like a sneaky pick, but you know, in Jamar's tournament challenge, I'm number one right now, but he got UConn in the final, and I ain't got UConn in the final, so right. I'm going through the loop. So I'm gonna take Miami, but I think UConn will probably get it done. But I'm gonna take Miami. And for the other game, I'm gonna take San Diego State. San Diego State, I don't think people remember like a couple years ago, during COVID, they had like they was like 31-2.
Okay.
Yeah. So they've been pretty. They've been
a very good team. They just ain't got a big name.
Right, and because of COVID, you know, they didn't play the tournament, so they've been pretty good the last couple of years. So I feel like this is just kind of like they get back, man. They come back with a vengeance. So I'm gonna go with San Diego State. San Diego State. In Miami, but I'm thinking UConn.
Okay, San Diego State and UConn. Okay. Yep. FYI world, we're gonna post on the page once the national championship come. We're gonna post on the page a poll, and from there we'll just give our picks on who we think will win the national championship. And so we making the picks. And so y'all can laugh all y'all want, but my pick is Miami, Florida Atlantic, because I like the sound of Miami, Florida. And I'm not going to overthink the NCAA tournament, because when you do, you end up with Florida Atlantic and San Diego State in the Final Four, which, you know.
Which would be crazy.
Who had that, right? Who had that? If you don't go to one of them schools, who had that bracket?
Nobody.
Nobody had this Final Four. Nobody. And so, yeah, man, that's the NCAA tournament for you. And so, Ian, bro, now as we head into the weekend, bro, To our viewers, thank you all for joining us, man. Lastly, I just want to ask a question and we're gonna end with you also, bro, with the final thoughts and shout outs. Prescott JB stated, if you're at a bar in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and Coach Kim Mulkey says you're handsome, the coach of LSU, what do you do? So
we going out on a date.
I'm at least taking that picture. That's how right there. I'm at least asking, can we get a picture? You know,
exactly.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
I gotta take my shot. I gotta put then I can put the podcast on, man. I gotta do my thing. That's my time to shine.
Hey, she do look good though, Prescott JB. I ain't gonna front, man. You know I'm married though, so I can't see too much.
Hey,
but, you know,
and she saying in her little southern accent too. So it's really it's gonna be a turn on.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, man. Getting us distracted, man. That's what Prescott JB do, man. As you know, man. So he come here every weekend, get us distracted, make us have ADHD moments. And so, yeah, man. But with that being said, fellas, man, let's go ahead and get up out of here, man. And so, Ian, bro, any final thoughts or shout outs as we head into the weekend? Victor, we'll follow up with you, and then, I had the last word. And so, any final thoughts and shout outs, bro, as we head into the weekend?
No, nothing in particular. Shout out to bro. Shout out to Vic for coming on with us, man, this morning, man. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate it.
Oh. Yeah. Vic, man, any final thoughts or shout outs, bro, as we head into the weekend?
Man, yeah. Personally, man, you, Ian, and Jamar, man, I appreciate y'all welcoming me back with open arms, man. As just like last time, I enjoyed myself, man. It was fun. Definitely talked about some good topics, man. Got good opinions, good point of views. Shout out to everybody that tuned in, that was, chiming in on the comments or chimed in and peeped out on us. So like I say, man, it was enjoyable again. I appreciate you, Ian and Jamar, and blessings to y'all and the family, the kids, and good weekend going into a great week, man.
Yeah. Vic, shout out to you, my brother. Appreciate you for joining us, big dog. Appreciate you, man. A lot of love for you, man. You've, as stated, man, I've seen you at CSU. I've seen you back at Morgan Park, and to see where you are today, I'm proud of you, honestly. And so blessings to you, man, on everything you do. And know that you got brothers here. We here for you. Reach out to us, etc. That's what we do, man. It's bigger than just a podcast. It's a brotherhood. And so we appreciate you, big dog. We really do, man. On the other hand, hope things get better, man. Back home, I know it was a big storm, etc. And so, hopefully folks getting their power back on, etc. And they're recovering from that. And so, on the other hand, everybody enjoy sports. Final Four weekend coming up, national championship for the women coming up, big story. NBA playoffs heating up. And so enjoy sports, man. Be safe. Keep God first, and with God, everything is possible. Anything is possible if you believe. And so we appreciate you all for rocking with us this morning. May you all be blessed, and may you all have a great weekend. Peace.
Peace.
Love y'all.
Yes, sir, bro.